I'm for it.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, guys, so let's talk about Dyson Daniels. So apparently the San Antonio Spurs will be working your boy out. I am so happy to hear this. So big shout out to Noah Magaro. We've had Noah Magaro on maybe a couple times. I really like Noah. Can I just say that? I really like Noah. I really like him. But anyways, so Noah Magaro says the Spurs will host G League and night point guard Dyson Daniels for a pre-draft workout. Now, I do want to talk about Dyson Daniels just really quickly, not like a long video because we've done like plenty of videos on Dyson Daniels, but I do want to just throw this out there. So a lot of people, at least not a whole lot, okay, but I think a good chunk of Spurs fans in particular aren't super high on Dyson Daniels at 9. And I understand it, okay? There's some other picks that will be more flashy, right? Like a lot of people will say, well, what about Jalen Duren? That will be a good one because he's big and athletic and he's huge and all that. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. And if you go and look at Dyson Daniels like highlights, you're not going to be super ecstatic. Like you're not going to be super happy or super hype for his game. And I understand that. I completely get it because he's the type of player that when you watch him is not flashy. Okay. He's a little more reserved. He's more of a playmaker. He's more of a methodical type player. He doesn't necessarily just jump off the page when you watch him. Like he's not just jumping off the roof. He's not just dunking on everybody, right? He's not. He's just not that. I mean, shoot, I would even argue that Josh Primo is very similar in that regard. Like I love me some Josh Primo, but first glance, no one really gets hype when they watch some Josh Primo clips, right? So I think it's kind of the same way. And on top of it, I think that a lot of people just aren't necessarily looking into him as best as you could. So I would really recommend you guys to go watch this video. It was by ESPN, in which Mike Schmitz sat down and did a film session with Dyson Daniels. And you kind of get to see how smart of a player he is. I saw, and I'm not just calling you out, okay? I'm not just calling you out. I completely understand it, and I'm not going to say your name. But there was someone in particular that I was talking to in the YouTube comments about Dyson Daniels, and they said that they believed that Dyson Daniels was very similar to Luka Samanic as far as defense. And I'm like, no. Do not confuse his mannerisms as not showing ultimate effort. Defensively, that's probably his best asset. Like that's probably his biggest strength is his defense. So no. Look into him. I'm afraid of this. Okay, this is my fear here. I'm afraid that the Spurs will take him at 9th, and the entire chat will be yelling at me on why that's a bad pick. I'm really afraid of that because this would not be a bad pick. Any team that picks him up, this is not a bad pick. It is not. Unless the top 3 are still on the board, this is not a bad pick. Even if you took Dyson Daniels over Jaden Ivey, this is still not necessarily a bad pick, okay? This will be a good pick regardless because of his IQ, because of what he can bring. And he's not a complete project, but he's a high IQ player, plays good defense, can create his own shot to the most part. I will say this as well, and this is the last thing I'll say, and this is going to be kind of a negative. Another reason why people aren't going to be super hype on him is a lot of times with these clips, especially these guards, what we're really seeing a lot of is those really nice first steps, okay? Where they could just take off, and that kind of sets up the rest of their moves. He doesn't have a crazy first step, so he comes across like he's just a role player when he has the ball. He has a really nice second and third step, but his first step, he definitely has to work on it. But here's the positive thing, okay? Here's the good thing. You listening? Even though his first step isn't the best and it's a little bit slow, he's a super quick player. He has the athleticism there. That's just something that he can actually work on. A lot of times you see guys with first steps and you're like, they're going to be stuck with that for the rest of their career. I don't necessarily think that for Dyson Daniels. I think that he has the athleticism. He has the quickness. He'll be able to do it. It's just going to take, some time to work on it with, some NBA staff. But other than that, look, I know I kind of rambled a little bit. All I'm saying is I'm hyped that he's getting worked out for the Spurs. That's a really good thing, really good sign. He's been working out with a lot of teams, but this is a really great sign. And I think that he is a very good player if the Spurs want to not only play it safe, but also get a guy that potentially could be something down the line. So you guys let me know what you think. Oh wait, actually, hold on. One last thing. The reason why I was showing this, we talked about this before, but if you haven't seen my other videos, I'll just talk about it here. This is a big deal. So if you're looking at this right here, this is his workout during the combine. And one thing that I praised him about was the fact that he actually did his workout alone. And a lot of other players do it in groups. And the reason why this is a big deal is because you really have to be in shape. You really have to be athletic to be able to get through doing your workouts all alone. Not only that, one thing that was a big question mark about him was his shooting. And he did a whole workout by himself. So the fact that he was able to show that confidence, I mean, all of these which you can't see them, but there's a lot of people there, you know, watching them, that's a lot of pressure. And on top of it, you're showing your shooting stroke, the same thing that a lot of people question you on. That's all or nothing, man, and it shows some guts. So just keep in mind that it's the little things like this as well that you should think about. I mean, this shows some mental prowess, if you will. So, anyways, I just wanted to prowess or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. I'm rambling. All right, I'll see you guys later. You want to support the channel? $2 per month, Patreon, YouTube members, link in the description. Thanks for all the love. Until next time, man. Deuces.